Hello.
Hello, Ben. Okay, before we do anything,
Oh,
can you leave a comment on
what are
this
you doing?
video if you're here? Because statistically speaking, you've probably stopped watching it around about
Now,
now. So if you could, if you could leave a comment, that'd be great.
you listened
Ask
to
a question.
our dulcet tones and went, fuck that. I'm not listening to an hour and a half of this bullshit.
I
And you
mean,
know
it's a,
what? Fair play.
this isn't going to be an hour and a half long, is it?
Oh, I don't
Fucking
know.
hell, even I'm going to check out before. I never looked over it when I did this level.
Mm. Well,
Oh, I
well,
can't, I can't go any further.
there's a
Okay.
helipad. Oh, that
Where?
tower.
That tower at the back. If we can clean that without, as I was explaining before we started recording, or at least before we started playing recording, if we can clean it
Oh.
without moving the scaffolding or without using it, I'm not sure. Maybe we're not allowed on it.
Uh,
Either way, you get an achievement for it. I did. I managed it, but it took a lot of work.
well, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I've already done it, so I don't need to do it again.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, you know how we've got the outside. Got
Yeah.
to clean the inside as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
This was back before I realised that you could come out and rejoin
Whoa.
the level afterwards. I didn't realise you couldn't. You didn't have to do them all in one go at the time.
Well, I had an interesting week. Um, I
Yeah.
oh fuck,
oh, oh, marvelous!
fuck's sake! Resume job,
You want a
please.
job?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good. It disconnected me, which is weird because I sort of don't think I don't know whether that's my internet. I can't imagine it isn't. But anyway, um, do you want an invite or do you want to do it yourself?
I need you to reshare, re-co-op post it, and then I can join.
Oh yeah, that's right. So co-op on. Do you want me to invite or leave you?
I'll just leave it, and it'll be able to say.
Mm. So
There we go.
yeah, work has picked up drastically for us. We've got a number of team members at other places who are ill. Well, one who is ill and one who's being trained up. So we're thin on the ground, and just between you and me, we do the bulk of the work anyway at our place.
Oh, okay.
And and
You mixed a bit.
hmm. and we're coming up to our busiest time.
What admission season?
No, that's not our busy. Well, September's pretty busy for us, but
Application season.
we've got UCAS and Parents' Evening in January
UCAS?
on top
Is
of
that like
all the other.
Lucas's L hating brother?
No,
Okay, fair enough.
no. Although ironically enough, my boss is called Lucas.
Oh well.
I don't think I ever shared that
I
with you.
don't I don't know anyone called Lucas anymore. Oh, I did used to know a Lucas and a Marius who were both brothers.
Were they commanders in the Roman army?
They were not. But
Right.
they did have a friend called Marcus.
Did they?
No. Oh, if they did, I didn't know him. That's
Hmm.
fine.
Well, yes. So I took my boss aside and said, "Look, I am fucking floundering here. I've got so much to do because I was getting a bit stressed. But it's all right now because I have a pretty heavy workload,
Mm.
frankly, at the best of times. So
Yeah, you do.
I'm probably gonna end up spending working late just so I can get my ducks in a row with things.
I didn't know you had any ducks.
But something else happened this week actually.
Okay.
You may recall for some time now I've been talking about a D&D session that we've been planning.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I do recall.
we had our
In fact, it was
first.
on my list of things to talk to you about, so I'll take that off my list.
Did I mention it to you already?
You mentioned on Tuesday, and then I sort of dismissed it because I wasn't in the right headspace to help out. So
Oh right,
I was going
okay,
to come back to it. I was gonna make a point of coming back to it for you, so you know I hadn't just completely ignored you.
that's all right.
But it's fine. It's
I'd
fine.
completely
You've called up and
forgotten.
said
Um,
it's literally one of the few things in our conversation from this week.
See, I don't
So
listen to me either.
it's literally I can read. I'm reading it right now.
Yes, it was the first D&D session of our campaign, and it
Yes.
went pretty well, even though one of us was late, and there was a
Was
lot
it
of
you?
No, I was there, bang on time. I
Nor
I
is he early.
well, my character. who is a no,
Bigglesworth.
yeah, a little gnome druid called Jellybean Wigglesworth. He wanted to leave his home in search of adventure because his family's all very competent and he's not. And
No inspiration from real life at
no,
all.
there's no time frame really been mentioned. But you know what the first thing that happened to me after I left home was?
You died.
I got kidnapped.
Bum bum bum.
So I had to, I did two pretty smart things. I felt for a D&D player. When Jellybean was being sent away by his mother or getting his mother's permission, they gave him some money.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Did you put it in your shoe?
no, I made the point of asking for other things as well,
Uh,
rather than just leaving.
can I have an armed escort
Well,
and
well, I probably should
a
have
horse?
done. I asked specifically for some spell equipment or materials for
Yeah.
spells.
Oh, are you playing with it? So you actually got to have the stuff.
Yeah,
We played it. I know it depends on how who's running it and how they want to do it. But we played it as a if you would realistically have the basic component. If it's a bit
mm.
simple, fair enough. If
Well,
it's got a monetary value attained to it, you have to at least have the money
yeah. I mean,
to
my
pay
thing
for it.
was some sharpened sticks.
Yeah, I mean you could just forage that
Well, yeah, I know. I thought
and then
I'd better get them to start with in case I needed them. I got kidnapped,
get off there.
and
Get off. Get down.
the next
It's on my record player. Get down.
the host's cat was also getting in the way during D&D, but he was very charming, so we let him. Um,
My cat's not coming, but he's that on my fucking record player.
the other smart thing I did was when I was being kidnapped. I didn't plan this, but the DMs made a point of saying because I'm a druid and we agreed I could turn into a squirrel, and the rules were you must bond with an animal. He's given me a little squirrel friend pet, which
Oh, okay.
I named Tufty Hugglebum.
Of course you did.
And as I was being kidnapped, I was given a chance to do one thing. So I used the spell Speak with Animals, and I told Tufty to get help.
Oh.
So that may well pay dividends, I hope. Although it did occur to me like the day after.
Sorry.
What?
This is Tufty's chance for freedom.
Yeah. It did occur.
Tufty's going to abandon you.
He ran off screaming, "My name's Nigel, you prick!" Um, no, it did occur to me the day after that as far as from the perspective of Jellybean's family, he was gone for like an hour. He left, and then an hour later, a talking squirrel showed up saying he's been kidnapped.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. The squirrel can talk anyway.
No,
They can communicate with a squirrel.
well, they should be able to. I fucking hope they can.
What makes you think they can?
Because they're gnomes with
Okay.
there are lots of animals
Also,
in the throne room. It makes sense that they would suss it
question,
out.
serious question here.
Yeah.
And this is gonna look bad for you, and you're gonna think I'm being a twat. But if you can speak with animals, which I believe is a ritual spell, which means it lasts for the day,
No.
right? It lasts until a long rest or whatever. I'm
10
pretty sure.
minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while since I've done it.
That's what it said on my card, anyway.
Yeah. Either way, point is, you've got this spell and you've named the squirrel rather than asking it.
Uh, well, I
I mean, that's a bit of a dick move, don't you think?
I don't know whether Jellybean named the squirrel. I choose to believe he didn't. I named the squirrel in much the same way I named Jellybean and all his family.
What? As if they're cartoon characters.
I just thought it was sweet. You know what I'm like, Jordan. For fuck's sake, give me this. I like.
I just think it's a bit of a dick move that you can literally talk to this creature, but you've given a name to it. You've chosen a name for it.
No, Ben has done that.
Okay.
As
Okay.
far
Okay.
as far as we know, Jellybean might have conversed with the squirrel, and the squirrel's gone. My name is
You would
Tufty
know.
Hugglebum.
You are the one person that should know
All
the
right,
answer to whether
yes.
that's happened.
His
Okay,
his
fair
name
enough.
is canonically. This is canon. His name is Tufty Hugglebum.
Oh, well, I want to know what the fuck is going on with a naming convention to these squirrels in this fucking woodland realm that you seem to be from.
Yeah.
The
Well,
I don't know, the Sugarland kingdom you seem to be living in.
the Wiggleswood, yes.
Oh yeah. You did give it some sort of ridiculous name, didn't you?
I just think it's fun.
I like a bit of realism in my D&D.
Well,
If I, I
there's.
want a bit of reality in my
Oh, I
fantasy
hate that
D&D.
shit. I find that so fucking boring. Although there is a degree of political intrigue I set up,
Oh
which the
yeah.
DM sort of alluded to in his opening remarks, and I was like, oh shit,
There's drama
that's the
in the
core of this, is it?
Wildwood.
Well, yes, there is.
Someone's run out of licorice.
Shut up.
If this was the other way around, you'd absolutely be taking a piss out of me.
Absolutely.
So you get what you fucking get.
Well, yes, there was a war, and there was peace, and now it's threatening to start up again.
Good heavens.
Yes.
Relax. Don't do it when you want to suck chew it.
Well, well, there's four of us playing.
Of course, that's
Uh,
an appropriate size for a D&D
yeah.
party.
I think we're all nobles. There are a bunch of poshos on an adventure, and we're all in this dungeon. We've got an
As you are.
orc called
Kinky.
called Orculus.
Oh my god.
Uh, we we have I think a half elf, um, played by
I
that
mean,
woman we played Left 4 Dead with that one time.
oh, okay.
Who is
Seems nice.
who is currently he woke up first in this cell and saw a spider's web and said, "I'm having that," and there was an egg in the middle of it, so she is nesting this egg. So we'll see how that goes. Um, there's also a really stuck-up elf.
Naturally.
So yes, we'll see how this pans out. But I've already figured out a way out of the cell. They stole all my stuff, by the way, when I
Oh,
got
all
arrested.
your sharpened sticks.
Yeah, when I woke up, all my stuff had gone, which pissed me
Oh
off.
god.
I had 50 gold pieces as well.
Oh, I mean, what is that worth?
I don't know what the
What?
exchange rate is, but it's a lot.
Well, then it's meaningless to me, isn't it?
Well,
You might as well be jelly. Oh wait, maybe it is jelly beans.
50 gold pieces is you can get an awful lot of pastries for one gold
What?
piece. What?
I'm no. Move on.
I'm putting it in terms you might understand.
Well, I want to know how many sausage rolls. Give me an
I
exact number.
I should say 20 to 30.
Weak.
All right.
Nothing. You need more than that. You need much more than that.
You would get all right. Oh well, no, 20 to 30 for one gold piece.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's reasonable enough.
Yeah,
I can accept.
it's for if watching the Escapists Adventurers Night series has taught me anything. It's taught me a fair amount about this game. Well, they went to a cafe and they wanted to buy some pastries, and one of the characters produced a gold coin. And they were like, "That's way too much. You just need a couple of silvers or something. I'll get you a change." So yeah, it's a lot
Well,
of money. It is
yeah. Well,
noteworthy,
no
I
wonder they
guess.
robbed you.
Well, the DM said confidentially that I can get that back if I know where they've got it. So my
Well,
plan next,
that's always true, isn't it?
my plan. I'm guessing it's all in a room. I want my fucking stuff back. My
It's the standard start to a D&D campaign. You wake up somewhere without all your stuff, and you've got to find a way of getting it back and then escaping. It's the standard. It's cliche at this point, but it's a cliche for a reason. Right? It
my
works.
my plan was to turn into a squirrel and sneak out. You won't find where this room is. I've got the spell for minor illusion as well, so I could
Remember, they can
potentially.
either move or make a noise. They can't do both. Well, it's either a visual or audio. It can't be both.
I know. I just need to make a noise that says, "Oh my God, the prisoners are escaping," and the guards will come running, and then I
See,
will. Well, not to
surely it'd be
my
more in
cell.
keeping.
I'd
Surely
think
it'd be more in keeping if you for the whole prison break thing. If you decided to have it turn make the noise of someone who is being violently sick.
yes. We've got a sick man in here, and then hopefully I can find the
He's eating
keys.
too many jelly beans.
Yeah, find the keys and spring my compatriots, and then it's off to adventure.
Are you all in separate cells? Then?
No, we're all in the same cell,
Oh, okay.
handcuffed
Because
by.
you called it. You said my cell. So.
Sorry. Well, the cell I was in. Sorry, because I
Yeah,
don't want to
that's
get
fair enough.
my put do the minor illusion. Oh God, the prisoners are escaping. Guards run off. I get the stuff. Run back to my cell. Guards are all standing outside.
Well, no, because that's when you unleash the Yeah, the scribble.
I'm not very good at combat. I'm not. I have pretty low scores at everything, across the board. Really, not great.
Just wait till you can turn into an owlbear.
I know. That was sort of my. That's what I'm hoping for. That I can turn into powerful animals that I can use to fight, and I'm running support spells. And why I wanted my sticks because there's like a thorny terrain spell you
Yeah,
can
I'm
use to
familiar.
bog them
I
down
can't
and to
remember what it's called, but it's
deal
good.
damage.
Quite a large area though,
Yes,
and it's indiscriminate as well. Remember that?
I know. Just as long as the idiots don't run into it, we should be fine.
Yes, like just be careful. This is one of those. This will be your version of a fireball spell.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose it will be. Yeah.
Are you sure you want to cast fireball into that enclosed room with
Yes.
all your got party members in it? Did I fucking stutter?
Yeah. They were getting on my
Well, I
wick.
remember my first D&D session.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand the limitations of what my person could do, but our DM was very kind and sort of rolled with it because
You would know.
um, I was it, and I basically overhealed a guy.
All right.
Um, he I used my bardic skill to
Of course, you
inspire
were a
some
bard.
townsfolk. I inspired some townsfolk to join a fight that was going on outside. One of them got injured. I then healed him for more health than he had taken damage.
And he,
So I basically fixed his gammy leg
oh, that's
as
nice.
well.
It's like
That was
that.
my contribution.
It's like that bit from the end of the Doctor Dances. And the woman's like, "My leg's grown back." Like, well, there is a war. It's possible you miscounted.
God.
Mm.
So yeah, it was.
Yeah. So
I had a good old time. I
I'm.
can't really get too pissy about the naming conventions that you've gone with, or they've gone with Orculus, because I mean, my bard was John Bardwin,
Uh,
but it was all one word, right? Like
mm.
Madonna. So
Like Prince, the artist formerly known as John Bardwin.
yeah,
Right. Well, I think Oculus's deal is that he communicates in short sentences, and yeah,
me Orculus, you
yes.
Jane.
Well, he's not entirely monosyllabic, but yeah. And then
Well, I mean, if he says his name,
Anna's
this is more than one syllable.
Anna's character is essentially fucking nuts,
Yeah, that's original.
and the snobby elf, well, he's a snob. And then
Is
there's
it?
little Jelly Bean doing his best. Yeah, he's the only one
Oh,
who
fucking
understands how
beautiful.
magic works in this game because he made the point of doing his fucking homework and being prepared.
How magic works in the within the game
Well,
world, or as in the only player that knows how the game how magic
well,
works.
okay. The only player who knows how to use magic as their character. I couldn't tell you how
Okay.
to play it as a sorceress or whatever. I can do it as a druid well enough, I should think.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Baldur's Gate well enough to know
Mm,
how to do it as a warlock,
mm,
how to do it as a mage,
mm,
do it as a bard.
mm, mm.
It's all about your spell slots.
Yes, I get five. Well, I get six spell slots, but I
Yeah.
only get five to fill them with five spells. But I
Oh.
get up to four level ones and two level twos.
Oh my god. Do you get any cantrips?
Yes, I have three because
Oh
I'm a
my god. Because
gnome.
obviously cantrips are basically bread and butter, aren't they?
Yeah,
So.
because I'm a gnome, I get minor illusion, but I've also chosen druidcraft, so I can make
Okay.
the leaves rustle and be
Ooh.
all creepy. I can set an ambiance at a picnic or something. Um,
Yes, a romantic picnic with all these kidnappers.
yes, and
Is that how
then
you're going to get out? Really, you're going to try and seduce them with a picnic?
no, we're I'm I
Oh, please take me, Mr. Bandit.
all right. Not
I can
every
be sweet to you, just like my namesake.
no. Jelly Bean's not that sort of gnome. Damn it.
Well, not yet, but desperation does things to a
And a
person.
few weeks in that cell, he might turn. You never know.
Gobble gobble.
Mm.
Um,
You and your rape.
Turkeys.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
No.
Stockholm syndrome. Thank you.
What?
It'd be Stockholm. It's not. I mean, I feel like if you were to instigate it, I don't think that could count.
Well, What's her face? Monica
Okay.
Lewinsky.
Yeah.
She herself admitted that she instigated the stuff with Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And I mean, nobody's arguing that's rape because it wasn't, but it was certainly incredibly morally iffy, and he should have stopped her. So if Jellybean starts purring and rubbing up against the leg of his jailer,
What, as a squirrel?
yeah, or just as himself, um, it's
Is
on.
this your way of coming out as a furry?
No,
You seem very adamant about that. It's
uh,
what's wrong with furries, Ben? Everyone knows that 4 out of 5 of our listeners or viewers, if they're actually watching this, are furries. 80%. Did you know that?
no.
I looked it up.
Did you?
Yeah, I looked through every single one of our profiles on there
Oh,
for our followers, and yeah, they're 80% of them are furries.
hmm.
It's proven, scientific.
Well,
Statistically, if you're listening to this and you're thinking about following us, you might be a furry. But let's not kid ourselves here. You're not still listening.
of course, you may have that the other way round. And it's not that furries are listening to us; it's that we watching these videos turns you into a furry.
Say possible. You don't want to know what it's done to me.
Is there anything left to do to you?
Oh, far too much.
Hmm.
I just want someone to go medieval on my ass, but no, that just won't happen, will it?
Cheer up, Charlie.
But,
Give me a smile. I can't. I don't know the rest of the song.
we opted not to go with that song when we did it in year 6.
Did you not?
We went with "It's All About You" by McFly because it was more topical.
That's the song everybody seems to dislike in that film, and it's certainly the
What,
weakest.
Joe Charlie?
Yeah, I mean it is the
Yeah, I mean,
weakest song. Like,
I don't remember it at all. I just know that we didn't do it.
mm, you did
Simple as that.
McFly.
We did a McFly song. We also did "Is This the Way to Amarillo" because it was a big thing back then. So we had to
Jeez
fit it in
Louise.
somewhere. It was literally a line about how we had to put it in somewhere.
All right.
Good old Joseph Anderson playing Willy Wonka. If you're about Joseph, give me my money back.
You know, I was Joseph in my school nativity
What year?
for a reception, I think, or year
Uh,
one.
well, you were very
Last
young back
year,
then.
Jordan.
No, because like if you did it in like year 6, that's a bigger deal than doing it in reception, I think.
Excuse me, I that was the height of my acting career.
I know, and you were in reception. I bet you can't even remember your lines.
I certainly can.
Go on
Well,
then.
I can guess.
Well, that
Do
doesn't
you have
count.
a? Actually, I don't know whether I did have any lines.
Joseph the Mute.
Yeah. Yes. Quietly
You might as
stewing.
well have been a fucking star.
I feel like maybe it was mostly told
You might as
through.
well have been the lobster.
I feel like it was mostly told through the medium of a narrator. Well, I suppose that's not really a medium, but although it is because they're all dead. But you know what I mean. Hmm.
I lost half of that. I was worried that we were
Doesn't matter. Not really worth hearing.
losing connection. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't hear.
It's all right. Oh, we have lost connection.
Oh man, it's disconnected. I warned you.
That's all right.
I warned you.
That's all right. Settle petal.
I wonder how much percentage we've done because I didn't see before
17.
Right, we're getting through.
I'm 10 of that.
So you're enjoying D&D then? So
I'll be completely honest with you. I have not laughed that much in years,
oh well,
which
let's
is
see how it
a
is.
damning indictment of you, quite frankly. Pull your fucking
Well,
finger out.
this is what you've not seen me in ages. Just merely looking at me these days would make you laugh.
No, I wouldn't. I would cry tears of pity for a fellow human, one of God's fellow creatures, clearly in agony.
Ugh. God? What God? There is no God. God is dead. Nietzsche was right. Hell is an illusion.
Aren't you fucking edgy? Hell is other people.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Mm.
But hell is also an illusion because other people are an illusion. They don't exist. You can't prove nothing. You can't prove anything. Everything. It's all fake. Even this video. We're in front of a green screen.
Mm.
A green screen. We're not even on camera.
Well, speaking of hell, segue awkwardly into my depression last time.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
remember that?
go on.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a pretty rough weekend. I mean, I got the audio. I was productive. I got rid of the mold on my bedroom window, which is becoming a recurring feature. I recorded the audio for my next soap video, which is great. Um, and Mum came round on Sunday, and we tidied, and I got some Christmas things and a big food shop, which is nice.
Oh, lovely.
Now, when I'm depressed, I like comfort shows. I if I get so depressed where I can't even think, I just shove something on. Usually
Peep
it's
show.
Sorry,
Peep show.
no, never Peep Show.
Why
Um,
not peep show?
I just it just hasn't happened, man. I like Peep Show too much. Peep Show does too much to me. Um,
It doesn't get you excited, does it?
not that way.
Because I like Dobby as much as the next man, but
Well, usually it's Mystery Science Theater 3000,
oh, that bloody.
but I found something else this time.
Is it
You
Mystery Science Theater 2999?
no,
Good.
um,
I heard bad reviews.
it's the cookery show.
Oh God.
It's called Two Fat Ladies,
Okay.
One Fat Cup. No, haha. um, no, it's a cookery show. You must have heard of it, right? The Two Fat
I don't.
Ladies.
I don't think so.
Well,
Is one of them Contessa?
no.
Because she was a chunky gal.
Do you mean
You
Do you
know,
mean
with nice.
Clarissa?
No, no, there was a woman called Contessa, but I think she did a show called The Barefoot Contessa
Oh
or
no,
something like
no,
that.
no. It came out.
But I recall her being a larger woman, and that not no. Hey, if you're doing cookery programs, you're gonna eat a lot, and if you're gonna eat a lot,
Never
it's
trust a
gonna get
thin cook. But
yeah, exactly. Like Agent 47,
yes. Anyway, it's
Starling.
Clarissa something right. I can't remember. I actually
Right, carry on, go on.
I want to read you um this lady's name because I looked her up on Wikipedia and she's got about 30 middle names. Clarissa
Right.
Dixon, right? And I just thought I've never seen. That's a lady who comes from some sort of aristocratic background. Her full name,
Hang on, did you say Clarissa Dixon right?
Clarissa Dixon Wright. Yes,
Not Dixon,
not
Dixon.
Clarissa Dixon Wright. No,
Oh, okay, because you don't want to Dixon wrong.
no. Um, her full name is Clarissa Teresa Philomena Eileen Mary Josephine Agnes Elsie Trilby Louise Esmeralda Johnston Dixon Wright.
That's a ridiculously long name.
Would you remember all those names? If that
No,
if
do they? I'd be honest with you. I've forgotten half of them. Are they? Are they? Do the initials spell something?
CTP
No.
AMJAETLEJDW.
Because maybe if they spelled something, I'd be able to.
Like, yeah,
My partner has repeatedly said that they want to marry the other partner that
yeah,
they have.
yeah.
Because then her initials would be Keg, Keg.
All right.
She likes beer, so it'd be funny.
Well, yeah, it's Clarissa Dixon Wright and Jennifer Patterson, and they're two big country girls. And I haven't seen a single thing that they've cooked that I would actually like to eat.
Okay.
But it's more of a character study, I guess. Just well, not really a study, but they're characters in their own right, and they're amusing. And they talk about how Jennifer Patterson was raised in China or conceived in China, a Chinese nanny, and she used to cook for the Spectator and all sorts of things. And Clarissa Dixon Wright was a former barrister and a master butcher. And
Are you sure it was barrister and not barista?
no, it was barrister.
Okay,
Apparently had sex with an MP behind the speaker's chair.
that's a bit, you know, anti British, isn't it?
That's right. Um,
I suppose
yeah,
someone's got to be having sex in there.
and she bangs on about the euro. Well, she doesn't bang on about it, but she's critical of it.
The
She's
euro.
I don't. Well, yes, this was in the 90s. Remember?
Oh, okay. Well,
Uh,
I didn't know this was in the 90s. So
yeah. I did. Well, that's right. Yes, she has uttered the phrase "bloody Brussels," which I just
well,
find amusing
not
too.
everyone likes eating them. She doesn't have to cook the damn things.
No. Well,
Do they put the little crosses in? Because all that does is get them soggy.
it occurred to me that the best cookery shows aren't really about the food.
No, they're about the guests normally, aren't they?
Well, they're about the chef. The chef has to be a character in their own right. So even if you don't like what they're cooking, you can still watch them and enjoy them. Um, Gordon Ramsay might be an example of that. Truthfully, I think the Two Fat Ladies is
Something like Hell's Kitchen is about for a contest, isn't it?
well,
Rather than
yes, I would
the
exclude.
drama around a
I would
contest.
exclude that. It is a cookery show, but it's not Gordon Ramsay showing you how to prepare food.
Yeah, no,
Um,
but what I mean is like that as another example of how it's not really about the food. It's
well,
I'm
yes,
sort of,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
not about the food from a viewer perspective. It's about
yeah.
you know.
No, I just thought that was an interesting revelation I came to. Well, there's some interesting lines from the Two Fat Ladies, which I sort of think might be tongue in cheek. I can only remember one of them. They went to the gist is every episode they go and cook for a different group of people, right? They cook
Okay.
for lumberjacks and they cook for there was the Christmas one where they cooked for choir boys, um, and they went to cook for nuns in Ireland, and there was a nun who looked after the cattle, and
Yes, of
they
course.
were talking to her, and she said a very nun like phrase when they were asking her sort of about her cows, and she said, "Yes, I'm very interested in experimenting with breeding." Well, that's not something you hear a
Bit
nun
late for
say.
that, love.
Nuns say very often.
I bet she's taken her vows already. It's too late.
Yeah. Well,
Should have thought about that.
she said that girls in this age are far too materialistic to take the vows. And I thought, you know what? I bet when I mean, she looked about in her 40s, maybe late 30s. I mean, you know how nuns age. She was probably 23. Um,
Yeah.
but I bet they were saying that in the 60s or the 50s when she was taking her vows. Like,
There's something
oh,
about being married to God ages you horribly, doesn't it?
well, yes, he's a very absent husband.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's like talking to a brick wall.
yeah. I
We shouldn't, Mark. This is some people's faves, so I just
well,
think it's fucking funny.
I've flirted with her before, but I
What,
mean, you
God? Marrying God?
no, no. I
I don't think you his type, mate.
everybody is God's type,
Well, that's what you think, but you
even
know,
you.
well, that's a foolish mistake.
Yeah,
God's not going to back down from this one. He's gonna regret everything.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know if it makes you happy, but I don't know. We all find God in different ways, I suppose.
Ah, God moves in mysterious ways,
Yeah.
just like Pod.
Pod?
Pod, the fish.
Oh, I thought you meant Podrick Payne. Wait, was Pod the one who spat everywhere?
I don't know.
You just make that up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Mm, mm.
You got to remember, sometimes you just make shit up. You don't.
Uh,
Not everything you say is factually accurate or even grounded in fiction.
Speak for your fucking self.
No, I was speaking for you.
I don't make stuff up.
Sometimes you do. You just don't realize.
No, wait. Well, then I'm not making it up, am I? That's a conscious effort if I'm making it up.
No, no. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have imagined it.
I haven't.
A bit like that dream I had with David Mitchell and Victoria Cover Mitchell from last week. Do you
Oh,
remember?
yeah. Did you get back into that?
No, sadly not.
All right.
I never will discover who those Cinderella tits belong to.
I had a dream.
All right,
Um,
Martin Luther
I
King.
I I I had a dream that I was hypnotized, and what?
No, it's God, carry on.
Somebody shaved off half my beard,
Only half.
and
Which half?
I didn't know they'd shaved off half my beard, so I went in to speak to somebody I work with, and they said I looked like Hitler.
So, funny enough, I was going to joke about did they save it so you looked like Hitler? But I
Hey,
decided against it
what?
because I figured you'd think I was just taking the piss. And I would have been just taking the piss, but it would have also probably freaked you out a little bit.
Well, yeah, but it also wouldn't have made any sense because it didn't make sense in the dream either. Because if I shave off half my beard, I don't look like Hitler.
So if you shave off the bottom half and half your mustache,
All right,
and then
that's rather more than half my beard, don't you think?
I had a shave,
Did you?
top and bottom.
Are you smooth as a baby's bottom?
No, not quite.
I'm just
I'm
as
not that good at shaving.
stinky. Hmm.
I'll have you know
I'm thinking about
that I do need a bath.
thinking about shaving my head again.
Ah, yes, the old, the old mental health dilemma.
Hmm.
That's how I know things are getting bad. Is if I consider shaving my head.
Uh, it's not even
Never done it.
not even a mental health thing. It's just a, you know, have I reached the point where I'd look better without it? Has my hair served as much of a purpose as it's ever going to at this point on my head?
Yes, the answer to that question is always yes.
Probably. I mean, if you're thinking about it. Although there's a subreddit that is basically, it's like, should I shave my head? And a lot of them are just like people who are 19 and their hair is sort of, it's not thinning. It's just sort of parting in a different way than usual. Do you know what I mean? On top, on your
Yeah, I do.
crown. So it's sort of,
Yeah.
and if you're prone to worrying about this, you might panic and think, "Oh God, this is it." I don't know. I'm very close to calling it quits. I think I need to bulk up a bit first, which is if I can do that. But I'm doing my best. Damn it.
Well, keep working that dumbbell.
That's what I call you. You.
Yeah, and you just won't ring me. You always make me ring you.
Well, I don't like to be presumptuous. And besides,
No.
if you said I'm ready whenever you are, I would ring you.
Well, you see, I was actually in the middle of something, but it was something I deliberately knew I could stop.
Mm.
Like, I make a point of only doing stuff I know I can stop on a Thursday night.
Are you edging?
No,
Okay.
because I can't stop that.
Can you not?
Nah, I'm really bad at it.
You do surprise me.
Well,
Here I.
speaking of surprises, I
Okay.
can't go into too much detail about this in case someone,
We've
well, no one from work will be watching at this point.
got bored of the edging conversation, did you? All right, fair enough. What's this surprise then?
So I do a Christmas work do on Friday night last
Yeah,
week, as we had talked about previously.
yeah.
This is a week and a half ago for anyone watching this as and when it came out, which is no one, but still.
Yeah.
Um, through a series of circumstances and conversation, a colleague ended up showing us a picture of her clothed but barely clothed breasts.
Why? What the fuck is going on at your workplace?
I don't
Do you work
really
in
know.
a carry-on film? Is that what this is?
I think possibly I've started. It's transitioned into a carry-on film. I don't really. I think the trouble was we were talking about biscuits, right?
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Fucking.
And it ended up there was a genuine conversation about some biscuits that someone had baked,
Yeah.
and pictures of these biscuits that someone had baked, and how they looked nice. And the next thing we know, the person who was showing us those biscuits showed us her biscuits, and
Oh,
her biscuits were her breasts.
right. So she was flicking through her phone, her
No,
photos,
no, 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 no,
and
no.
went too far.
She intentionally showed us that picture.
That's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate. We were all a little bit tipsy, so it wasn't the end of the world, and we've all taken it in the humour it was intended as. But it was a bit of a shock, like I say.
Hmm.
What's particularly bothersome is we made a bit of a mistake later on in the night.
Oh,
Someone else came over to have a chat with the group of us that were at that end of the table, the naughty end, it seems.
yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, you should show such and such those biscuits," meaning the baked ones.
Oh God.
But this was lost in translation, and instead they were shown the other side.
What did they say?
They just had a flabbergasted look on their face, and it's also did we, because we were expecting the conversation to go back to actual baked goods and not tits. It
Well,
was a shock. It was a surprise. It was exactly as I'd put it, a surprise. But the trouble is, you can't. It's very difficult to have a conversation about it because you can't be too outraged and shocked and all that because then it implies that there's something wrong with them, right?
no, it doesn't. It just
It
implies
does a
it.
little bit.
No, it does.
Trust me. This
I
is
don't.
as someone who discusses breasts on a semi-regular basis. It seems.
Hmm.
Trust me, you need to be very careful about how you phrase things. So we went. I settled for surprised, but not unhappy about it.
Okay, bit pervy, but
I,
yeah,
well, no, like
trying to thread the
I'm a
needle there, aren't you? Really?
yeah, basically, like I don't mind that I saw them. I'm just a bit surprised that I saw them.
I would have made a wry comment
They look just the right size for my hands.
like, um,
Like,
do they need? No, I was going to say, do they need some icing? But that has connotations, isn't it? Okay, not
it
that,
does definitely.
not that. That would be too much.
Yeah, you see, now at this point, the conversation's moved on because you've taken so long. So,
I'm just
you
going
know,
to sit here in the bar, desperately trying to think of something witty to say, so nobody feels uncomfortable about this thing that everybody's basically forgotten about at this point.
yeah, exactly. So, you got to, considering how quickly my response was given,
Mm.
I feel it was appropriate. And well, it wasn't appropriate, but it was much more appropriate than showing me tits to some.
Mm.
Um, and they were closed, but it was a shock. It was a surprise.
Define clothed.
Uh,
Not in general. I
underwear,
mean specifically to the. Oh, so they should.
underwear. So
They
basically, they're in a bra.
was this a photo they had presumably sent to a lover?
I don't know. It was a photo that they had on their phone, so they may have sent it to another.
How old is this person?
A couple of years younger than me mother, I think we talked about
Oh no.
for mid 40s.
Well,
So yeah, it was a surprise, but I'm not disappointed.
I'll be honest. I haven't done a very good job.
No, I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Of this 28%, eight of it's you.
I think that's very generous. Or do
Well,
you
I
know?
know, but
Do you know for sure?
no, I don't know for sure. It doesn't tell me. I wish it did.
This is so dirty.
It would be
Mm.
nice if it would actually tell us how much was who, but
Mm.
it doesn't, sadly.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, no,
Mm.
that was a surprise. That one.
Mm.
Also, someone joked about. No, someone made me a cup of coffee at work.
Yeah.
Very kind of them, because I don't have my usual coffee making buddy with me today because they're
Yeah.
working from home. And someone offered to make a coffee for me and asked how I like it, and I gave it. I gave them instructions. They passed it back. It's all looked perfectly fine. And I said, if it's not good enough, just send it back,
Yeah.
and then I'll spit in it
Huh.
and give it back to you. And like I normally, if it was a more appropriate setting to make such a joke, I'd have made a joke about asking if they would just do it anyway, right? Because you know me, I'm a sort of.
Mm.
If it was my partner making that sort of joke, I'd make that sort of joke. Yeah,
I have a question.
go on.
I'm buying modifications for this hose.
Okay.
Do I need to go into equipment to get the better thing?
For better sprayer. Yeah, I think so.
Prime Vista 3000 long extension. Is that the one I should get?
No, that's an extension for the one that we don't have.
Well, I just bought the Prime Vista.
Oh, okay. Did you?
Yeah. Prime Vista 3000 soap nozzle.
Oh, all good, all rounder, heavy duty pressure washer. Okay. So
It's
yeah,
the
we
heavy
want.
duty one. Yeah. What should I? What should I? Oh, here
Oh,
we
that's
go. I
much
can go
better.
into info. Uh,
That's much better.
you're very welcome. I'm going to buy the turbo nozzle.
Don't worry about that.
What should I buy?
You want something that gives you length. To be honest with you,
Prime Vista 3000 long extension. It is.
because then it'll make doing the wall a bit easier.
Well, I'm going to buy that then.
Cool. So yeah. All in all, it was obviously if I'd been making that conversation with my partner, I'd have joked about just spitting in it anyway, right?
Yeah.
For the early jokey stuff.
Mm.
But I couldn't make that joke, and I ummed and ahed over whether to make that joke. And then they made that joke in their heads for me.
Mm.
I was like, I can't say the thing that I would say if it was a different place. And I'm like, no, it's fine. We know what you're going to say.
I bought some Christmas presents for a couple of colleagues.
Oh yeah,
And I one of them, who's the one I have the sort of weird, volatile, sort of like you and I relationship with,
oh yeah, that one.
likes Winnie the Pooh. And I found a Winnie
Of
the
course I
Pooh
do.
customizable mug. You know, the sort of
Okay.
type your name here. I was so fucking close to buying it and putting twat on it.
Why didn't you?
Because I think they'd like it. Because I got cold feet at the last minute.
Coward.
Mm.
What did you put instead?
I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
I got her a bookmark that says "fuck off, I'm reading," which I think she'll like, and I think a nice book mug that says "Yes, I do need all these books."
Fair enough. We're having a Secret Santa gift exchange on Monday.
Uh-huh.
This is for the smaller of the two Secret Santa groups that are going on.
Right.
Um, there's been some drama in the group, and I'm not privy to it all. But suffice it to say, I get the impression some people have fallen out of it.
Shit.
I'm keeping as out of it as possible because I don't want no drama. I've got enough going on. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather just sit back and watch it happen. But there's been a falling out by the same of it. I'm hoping it doesn't spill over into the Secret Santa gift giving meal time
I'd hope so.
because my
I hope
son's
not.
going to be there.
Uh-oh.
And
Is
if
he
people need to
allowed,
work about
or
it.
is he a new hire?
Oh, he's allowed. There was a proper conversation about it. He went when we had the bowling night, didn't we? A few weeks back, a few months back. He went there and then he got invited along.
All right.
I thought it was because they like him.
They do like him. Lovely.
Yeah, they're not so fond about me, but they like him.
Well, fair enough.
They've known me longer though.
That's the problem.
They just need to wait until I have to clean up his shit, and then all of a sudden they won't be so fond anymore.
They work with you. They're probably cleaning up your shit all the time.
I spend most of my job finding their shit and fixing it.
Well, there you go.
Also, they still don't know who I've got for Secret Santa, and I'm so pleased.
You poor.
Also, it's funny though because I have got. There was a talk. The one who got a picture of a tits out,
Yeah.
is the person who I've got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine because this is going out the day before we do a gift exchange, and they're not going to see it anyway, right?
Yeah.
But that's who I've got, and they joked about if I had them, I'd have to get them something different.
Why?
In following on from what had happened. But what does amuse me is that I got they've got a boat, right? And I got a little thing decoration to go on a boat, which says what happens on a boat stays on a boat. And I'm now not so sure if that's entirely appropriate, or if it's even more appropriate now.
I don't know. You'll find out.
I will find out. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm.
But it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's a weird coincidence. But I've been very good at keeping it under wraps as to who I've got.
Mm.
The only thing I've confirmed is that I don't have someone who is not going to be there. Because we were unsure what the situation was with a gift and whether we
Your co-worker who went missing
What about him?
when we were playing Sea of Thieves, did that ever get resolved?
Oh yeah, that's the one who made me a cuppa earlier and joked about spitting in it.
All right. So they were
Yeah,
fine then.
yeah, they're fine in the end.
All
I
right.
can't go into detail about it, but
All
yeah,
right.
that was a bit of you know how things go.
Well, no, I don't because I can't talk about it. But okay.
Yeah, sometimes you just have an off week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had a bit of an off week.
I'm gonna finish my book over Christmas.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's taken you long enough to read it.
Yeah. We've had this exact conversation before.
I don't doubt it. It's been that long that you've been fucking reading it.
I'm writing it, but yeah, I'm almost
I
finished.
know, I know.
Almost finished editing. I'm gonna do it.
Does that mean that you're gonna get this fucking video done as well?
Yeah.
Good.
You know, I am bloody brilliant. It would be nice to hear it from time to time.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
But nobody seems to be able to do it to my liking. Well, they don't
Yeah,
try.
funny that.
You know, I had a fairly disconcerting thought.
Oh yeah.
It suddenly occurred to me that for the most part, other people's emotions and feelings exist on a theoretical level, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Like I know that they feel things, but I don't feel it. You know, I get it. Like I know they must, right? Because that's what they do, don't
Yeah.
they? But
Yeah, yeah. People feel.
yeah, I can't. It's very disconcerting. It's one of
I
those moments where I thought, Jesus fucking Christ, maybe I am a psychopath.
Have you spoken to your therapist about this?
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
When is your next therapy session?
6 weeks.
Oh, that's a while away.
Well, yeah, but I found myself going and having not really much to talk about, and I thought, I don't really need this as often as I'm having it.
But as you know, I've started therapy recently,
Yes.
and two things have stood out to me.
Yeah.
Um, One, Schrodinger comes up an awful lot
Yeah.
um, when we're talking.
Yeah.
I can't think of any particular context. Well, I can think of one context, but it's not one we want to discuss on here.
Okay.
But Schrodinger comes up an awful lot, and also I get the impression that my therapist person has done some sort of drama qualification.
Why?
Well, I'll say a thing, and then they'll quite aptly describe how like what's going on in my head, but in ways that I'm not doing so. But it'll come across as being somewhat dramatic, like some sort of reading from a play or something. And it's just something I've noted, and it keeps happening, and now I don't know whether I should address it or not.
Well, maybe it may just be that she's probably had
He?
this conversation. He, really? I thought it was a lady.
No, I never said that.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, it's a he.
there was a woman involved at some point. I think you probably spoke to a woman on the phone about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
probably.
right. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's the sort of thing that he has gone over with any number of patients or
Possibly.
clients. Um,
So yeah. Anyway, I just it comes across as very dramatic.
mm,
Not no, hey, it's fine. It's like I say, it's expressing it in ways that
mm,
they're not the words I would necessarily have used, but I don't disagree with them.
mm. Well, my
Um, but
I
yeah,
well, my therapist is very useful on the whole, really. Um, I think my one of my biggest problems is that I suffer from appallingly low self-worth
well, I can see why.
because I had an appalling father who made me feel like I was a complete piece of shit and put all his
Mm.
resentments and frustrations about life onto his children because he was a cunt. And
Yeah,
as a
that's not
result of
great.
which, I find it impossible to believe anybody likes me. And boy, howdy, is that going to fuck me over in the long run. So I
Yeah,
need to
but
get a handle on that.
is it so bad if you're right?
I know I'm not right. That's the thing. I know people like me. I know it. I just don't feel
Yeah,
it.
fuck knows why,
For
but
all
yeah,
your
they
for
do.
all your talking, you are fucking besotted with me. You
Look,
you
you are my
couldn't.
oldest friend. Okay.
Oh yeah, here come the caveats.
No, you are. You're my oldest friend.
Yes,
Whenever, more often than not, I talk about how I know I have more involvement with you, and in fact, you're the person I've known the longest in my entire life, with the exception of my family.
'cause
And I don't
he
talk to my
loves
family. So
me.
out of all the people that I talk to, I've known you the longest.
See, I've reached the point
It's
where
just,
I'm
it's not
confident.
even, it's just facts at this point.
It's reached the point where I'm confident enough to know that I am popular in the office. Or
Good.
popular enough. I know I'm not everybody's best friend or anything, but I think everybody basically likes me, right?
And you intend to keep it that way.
And well, yes, quite.
Just
And
like, what's her face from that film about the people who might be brother and sister and want to fuck. Cruel intentions, that's it.
cruel intentions.
Yeah, cruel intentions.
Yeah. Liaison dangereuse. Yes.
Different film, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's based on the same book,
I wouldn't know.
actually. But
I don't
yes,
read.
you can't read.
I said I don't read. I
Okay.
have them read to me, like a king.
Or a child.
Yeah, all that.
Okay. A child king. Fucking Joffrey over here. Anyway,
Bitch, please. Joffrey wouldn't have someone read to him.
anyway, yes, I really need to improve my self worth because it's really sad. I don't like thinking of myself in such horribly negative terms, and when you're aware of it, you sort of think, Jesus, that's that's genuinely quite upsetting to me. So I need to figure out a way to improve that.
There, chum. There.
Look, I don't want to disappoint you here,
Yeah,
but you are a known quantity. I feel
I know.
so secure in our friendship that
But you'll call me all sorts of abusive things.
yes, that it You're not a part of this.
I know.
When I say
No,
you have low
I
self
just.
worth, it's not that fucking low.
Look. Do you want me to be comforting, or do you want me to be a twat and joke about it?
I've
Do you want
wanted
me to call you a worthless piece of shit, or do you want me to be supportive?
I've wanted you to be comforting for however long we've known each other, and you can't do it because of your various own personal issues. And I accept that eventually. You know, it's not your fault.
Well, do you want me to try, or
Yeah,
do you want me to just?
I want you to genuinely try.
Well, I was genuinely trying,
No,
so
you
there.
weren't. You were saying there.
I said chum.
Oh, that makes all the fucking difference.
I know it does. That's why I said it.
We are both pretty fucked up, aren't we?
I know. I said to my therapist on Monday, you must think I'm a right nutter.
we are pretty damaged people, but we're doing our best, and by Jove, we're getting better.
Do you want to know why Monday was so rough for me? I'm not going to go into too much detail, but
Was
there's
it
a
a manic
specific thing.
Monday?
No, it wasn't, because me and
It's a
Valentino never end
manic
up kissing by the stream.
Monday. Wish it was a Sunday.
You'd never get a crystal blue Italian stream these days.
You don't. What did you go all Brenda song? Is that her name?
I don't know.
I don't like
It's a name.
Monday.
Anyway,
I don't.
I
Yeah, go on.
I said something that I believe that I didn't like that I believe.
Yeah.
Like I feel disgusted with myself for believing it, and it's one of those sorts of
Hang on.
I
Repeat.
don't.
Repeat that sentence again for me, please.
I said something that
Yeah.
I believe, but that I don't like that I believe, and that I'm disgusted with myself for believing.
So you had to acknowledge some difficult home truths, in a sense.
Well, I don't even necessarily know if it's part of my issue is that I don't like me. Right?
Well, you should.
Well, I know I should, but I don't. Everyone else seems to like me for some whatever fucking
And
reason.
I like
I
me.
always, I always joke that the reason people like me so much is because they don't know me as well as I do,
And I know you as well as just about anybody.
almost intimately.
Yeah. We
After
did.
that time in Taiwan,
We did share a bed together.
well, you just
Although there,
kept poking me in the
although,
ribs.
although there was an equally damaged person in between us, so I don't know whether that that counts.
Well,
Uh, well,
probably not. But
probably
no,
not.
there's some things in the past that I wish had gone differently, and the way that I wish they'd gone differently makes me a not very nice person. But I don't necessarily know if it does make me a not very nice person. I think it just means that I don't know. It's complicated. We can't talk about it properly here. You can't analyze me appropriately whilst we're recording because the listener who doesn't exist, poor old Keith here, who's trying to drift off to sleep to our soothing tones.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
doesn't want to have to
Wake
listen to my
up! You've
childish
missed
drama.
your alarm. Wake up!
Keith, Keith,
There's a
it's
fire.
all a dream. We're at the fire station.
Nah,
There's a fire at the disco.
he can't hear us. He's drunk.
Yeah,
He
well,
puts this on to the one brief hour. Imagine that there's somebody out there who cares.
I've forgotten what we're putting is. Oh, it's there. There we go. I couldn't work out how to rotate my thing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to turn around.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the first step towards getting better is acknowledging how fucked up you are.
Oh, I've known I'm fucked up for
Well,
years.
I've known it in a sense, but I'm sort of narrowing it down. I think my self worth is a big thing, and I've made real progress with it. I mean, I worked the last place I worked, or the second to last place I worked, which was fucking awful. It broke me in a way because I came away thinking, you know what, I am better than everybody else, and maybe that's not a good thing, but it did help because I was like, you know what, I'm nice and caring, and I treat people with respect, and I do my best, and I'm a little awkward, but
A little,
that's just the way I is.
more like a lottle.
Yes, axolotl, and yeah, that really helped. And I know I'm good at what I do. I just need to. My problem is my validation has to come from others,
Yeah.
which is why it's so bloody painful being single, frankly, because it's like you are a worthless piece of shit, and nobody ever will ever want you, and
Oh God.
that's
Okay.
terrifying. What?
Serious question here.
Yeah.
Serious question. Are you a lowercase I incel?
No,
Okay, lowercase I, not capital I. Just to be clear.
I'm definitely a capital I. Those
Oh,
bloody Stacys. No. Um, no, if I'd be an incel if I thought it was anybody else's fault. It's not really a case of blame. It's just no, I don't really like being
well, I think
single.
I think for I think for technical
Well, I
meaning
do,
behind incel is that you are celibate without it being something that you are wanting. Like you're not volunteering to be celibate, are you? It's involuntary celibate.
that's
So,
true, but I wouldn't.
but I think the difference between a lowercase I and a capital I is the mindset.
That's very true.
Hence why I specified. But you're not blaming someone for it.
No,
You're just it's a statement of fact
you
that
know,
you're probably not getting some.
that community was founded by a woman.
Was it really?
Yes,
I bet that backfired, didn't
it
it?
did. It was hijacked pretty quickly by depraved arseholes.
Yeah. I'm all right with a little bit of misogyny and misandry in acceptable circles.
The
You
bedroom.
know. Well, exactly. I'll play up to both sides of that according to mood. It's fine.
Mm.
But that is the only appropriate circumstance for it is amongst consenting adults who understand that it is not the true way of feeling.
Well,
You know.
I sometimes wonder whether I'd be all right being single forever. And part of me thinks I would. I can just do my own thing. And maybe I just need one for the road.
What like a last cigarette, as it were.
Yeah, one last proper conventional relationship, and then that'll do me. And then
Yeah,
I'll
but how
just,
long do you want it to last?
I
Is the real
don't,
question.
40 years? I don't know.
Oh, that would be one last, and then let me
Uh,
guess, one of you dies,
yeah, and some
and
sort of
then you
spectacular
don't have to break
suicide.
it up because you're both awkward people. So
Yeah, yeah.
you're not coming on the roof to help me with this.
I'm doing it down here.
Hello.
Hello. No, it's really difficult. I just remember a few years ago, BBC Breakfast did this thing where there was an old man who hadn't received any. He didn't have any family or friends really, and had never married, and was just a lonely guy. They did this thing where they're like, send him Christmas cards. We're doing a campaign. We're gonna make his Christmas.
And someone sent a letter bomb.
And, and on Christmas Day, they took him out, and there was a marching band that played. Maybe not a marching band, but a band that played Christmas carols, and he was so touched he cried. And I
I
just
bet he
thought
died of a heart attack
that he
'cause his heart grew 3 sizes, and
he's
that's
gonna
not healthy.
he's gonna go right back to being lonely within a couple of weeks or a month. I thought
Yeah.
if that I couldn't bear that. I couldn't bear being a lonely old man who never
It's the
found
story of a
happiness.
week, and that's it.
I think I would genuinely rather kill myself just
Oh, it's still
just to
time.
preserve my own dignity. I mean, I can take a lot, but that's no, I can't allow that to happen to myself. I just
If
can't.
I can take a lot, title of your sex tape.
Okay. Surely that's the
Uh,
title of your sex tape.
no, because I can't take as much as you think I can.
You think I could take more than you?
It depends on what we're taking and where. But I honestly, I'm not very good at taking it.
Really? I bet
If it's
you
verbal abuse, fine, I can take that.
bet you open up like a can of peaches.
I have a very very
Don't
shallow.
don't say it. Don't.
I'm
Let's
very shallow,
okay.
and my gag reflex is awful.
Like an oven-proof dish. The shallowness, not the gag reflex.
Yeah, no, I've got a really bad gag reflex.
Do you really? Do
Yeah,
you want a
it's
top
fucking awful.
tip?
Is it squeeze my thumb?
Yeah. Does that not work for you?
Doesn't fucking work for me. What I need to do is when I can be asked, and actually, if I'm in a position where it might be worth me actually doing something about it, which it
Practice.
isn't most of the time, practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the old toothbrush trick.
Or well, I'm sure you have more accurate representations than a toothbrush.
No, no, just to practice for depth,
Oh right.
not for.
You
It's not.
see,
It's not earth is the issue.
you criticise me for for calling you a pervert all the time, but I don't think you could talk about this sort of thing with anybody other than me and a few of your closest inner circle.
Oh, I could absolutely. We often have conversations at work about famous people that we're sort of into, and Jamie Dornan is definitely on my list of
Um,
celebrities. He comes up a lot from someone else who's seen him in bits and bobs. I'm like, yeah, like Jamie Dornan any day.
mm. So that'd
I'd
be
grind his gears.
that would be depressing for me because it's just here's a load of attractive men.
No, because it's all One of
disgusting.
the advantages I have is that my partner really likes Jack Black in a wants to have his babies kind of way,
God bless the
and
chubby chasers.
I'm a large guy. He's a large guy.
Yeah.
I'm a hairy guy. He's a hairy guy.
Yeah.
I am on occasion funny.
Yes.
The only thing that really separates me from him on a proper scale is the finance and the musical ability.
You even have a partner who made controversial comments about what did Jack Black's Tenacious D friend say?
The assassination of Donald Trump. Next time, don't miss or something.
Oh yeah, that's sort of like
Dear God, next time, don't let him miss.
that's sort of like me in it, and you're the one going,
Yeah.
oh hold on, can't do that,
Well,
bloody
it's
hell,
it's important. It's important to be careful about what you say so that we don't
get cancelled.
inadvertently promote murder.
Okay.
Speaking of
Yeah, shall we talk
Ru-
about the hunk of the week?
Luigi,
Yes, he's a cutie, isn't he?
yeah, I mean, I don't want him to shoot his shot with me,
He's
but
he's he's he's
I can see why people want him to.
gonna get so many fucking letters from horny
Oh,
women.
it's so amazing that you think he's not going to get the death sentence.
Well, people were talking about
He'll be executed within a week
people were
of.
talking about jury nullification.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know whether that's going to happen. If he gets a kindly jury, that I mean, Reddit's kind of an echo chamber, but
True that.
ugh. Doc,
What?
it's Leonard Cal's dad. When can you come round? I've got something filthy dirty for you. That was a text I
Just
got
wait.
on the screen.
It gets
Um,
explained.
what?
It gets explained.
Oh right. Well,
I think it's a motorhome.
all right. Well, yes, they found him, which was a little disappointing, frankly, because he could have gone down as a folk hero, like DB Cooper.
Or Robin Hood.
Yeah, instead he got found in a fucking McDonald's.
Honestly, supporting a country that supports genocide in Palestine.
What?
I don't know. People get arsy about McDonald's supporting
McDonald's.
Israel, don't they?
Kentucky Fried Chicken at a Pizza Hut.
I mean, it's one of those awkward situations, isn't it? Because again,
Pizza Hut.
if it
Pizza Hut.
if he if it is indeed the right guy, he did murder someone, which is a crime, and there is argument that we need to treat that like the crime it is, but also we don't necessarily have to be sad about the victim.
Well, no.
That's my stance on it.
I mean,
We're legally obligated to treat it like a crime. We don't necessarily have to be sad about it.
putting my sensible hat on, I don't think it's a good. I don't think it would be a good thing if he was found innocent because the jury refused to convict, because that sets a precedent that it's okay to kill unlikable people,
Yes.
and that means we're in trouble.
Well,
Well,
no.
I'm just joking. I'm actually very popular in the office, as previously stated.
Publicly unlikable people.
Yes, Piers Morgan should be shitting himself.
Yeah, because God knows the CEOs aren't.
Well, I hope he gets his day in court. And
But he'd have to go to court, wouldn't it? They can't just try him
I saw
without.
like 3 or 4 folk songs about him already.
Really?
Yeah. God, I
I've
wish.
seen all sorts of people, some theories about how he's just a fall guy because the CEOs need someone to go down for this.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody
I,
said,
I,
wouldn't it be interesting if another CEO got shot and the bullet said, "You've got the wrong guy," or something written on it. Wrong one, try again.
I mean,
But,
yeah, it would be interesting.
hmm.
The real question is, who would you go for? What CEO would you target?
I don't know.
Don't answer that.
I,
It would be incriminating.
I think as far as the as CEOs go, you can't really go badly wrong with a healthcare one, can you? Or not a healthcare, and a
No, to
health
be fair.
insurance one. I mean, they are fucking terrible.
Yes, correction there. It's not health care, is it? It's health. Uh, don't give a fuck about.
It's health insurance, yeah.
Yeah,
You ain't done a very good job on this guardrail, have you?
it's very difficult because well, to be fair, at the time I was using a weak ass fucking sprinkler system in
All
your
right, I'll
quarters.
do it for you.
You know,
But I have a question.
I've, go on.
So you said I don't. I know I don't have to clean these completely before they ding, but do we have
Yeah.
to clean them completely to get 100%?
Okay, so what happens is when they ding, that particular part of the thing is 100% clean.
Lovely. Even if I
So
haven't,
we just
strictly
need
speaking, cleaned all of it.
correct
Right.
because it wipes away a percentage of the dirt
Okay.
for you.
Automatically. Right. I'm all clued in. Hey, look at me.
Um,
Look at me.
hang on, oh, fuck up. Wait, what?
Did it
Right,
all for you, Damien.
what are you
All for
waiting for?
you.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting?
Ah.
I didn't even watch. I'm not even watching
Why aren't you watching me kill
because
myself?
I'm crossing my stuff off on the thingy. Have you heard of the Wirral Reader?
That sounds like a newspaper.
It's not. It's a TikTok account.
Oh, right.
Oh my! I didn't realize you'd come up here. Hello.
I've
You didn't stay dead for long, did you?
I've come up lots of places. That's a lie.
Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, the Will Reader is a TikTok account of someone
Question.
who. Go on, go ahead.
Are
Yeah,
you? What are you saying? Are you saying the will reader or the Wirral reader?
Wivel,
Wirral,
Wivel.
as in the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Right. Okay. It's your speech
So anyway,
impediment. I couldn't.
well, if you just fucking listen, that would help.
Go on then, my dear old chum.
Anyway, I'll just try and make it better. Is it? Is that what it happens then? It
Finish
just
your
makes it better,
fucking
doesn't it?
thought. Fuck's sake.
It's a TikTok account for someone who is going. It's like a I'm reading this book. Let's talk about this book. TikTok,
Yeah.
and someone who is supposedly a friend of him, a friend of theirs, has put out a video asking for everyone to comment on it, suggesting that they can't read,
What?
Su-
Oh,
suggesting that the Wirral reader can't actually read.
so somebody has posted a comment suggesting the Wirral reader can't read and asking.
No. They posted a video
Yeah.
which has supposedly gone viral, asking people to comment on the Wirral reader's stuff, saying that suggesting that the Wirral reader can't read.
Right,
And
as
there
a
has been
joke.
so many fucking so many fucking comments about how this person can't read, despite the fact that they're doing a reading TikTok account. But one that caught my eye is Jodie Peacolt's. I don't know if you're familiar with that
She's an
particular
author,
author.
isn't she? Yeah, she
She is an
wrote.
author.
What did she write? Live, Pray,
I
Love or
can't think
something?
of. I don't know off the top of my head. I should have looked it up. I didn't bother. I just know it's someone. I think I've got two of her books on the bookshelf.
All
It's
right.
a like I don't think they're mine. I
I
think they're just
reckon
ones
it's
that I've inherited.
something my mum would read.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. Point is,
Yeah.
they're in on it. They got in on the fucking thing.
That's,
They recommended certain books like kids books,
yeah.
and then hopefully when you become a bit more advanced, you can read some of my stuff as well. And it's
So
like, what the fuck? It's such a cruel thing, but also such a wonderful marketing tactic.
surely the Wirral reader.
Yeah,
This could be a ploy entirely that the Wirral reader was in on this from the start.
almost certainly. Yeah,
I mean,
it's a marketing
I
tactic.
can't
That's
imagine
all it is.
they aren't aware at this point.
Well, I mean, if they've read the comments,
Yeah.
if they can read them, of course.
Mm.
But no, this is the first thing I wrote down on
Mm.
my conversation topic list today, this week, because it was the first one of the earliest things I saw that was worth talking about. I think it's fucking brilliant. It's like if someone were to comment on these videos saying that we can't play video games. We're not very good at making video games. We need to practice playing. Oh wait, no, that'd be true.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say. We did get that. We got the guy who told us how to play Viscera Cleanup Detail, and we had to kindly
yeah, but
remind him that we don't give a shit.
yeah, I mean that is it, isn't it? Is we're not, with the exception of this, where we are actually actively trying to 100% clean it. But that's because this isn't a taxing process, is it?
No, this is fairly
This
easy.
doesn't
It's just
punish us.
consuming and monotonous and therapeutic in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Mm.
something that we can do. We don't have to think about it all that much. We just need
Mm.
to walk around, get our hose out, spray everywhere. Job done.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't leave footprints everywhere because of where you've stood is what makes this a better game than Viscera Cleanup
I
Detail, in my
agree.
opinion.
Viscera Cleanup Detail had better story, in a
And it
sense.
had, yeah, absolutely. Although
But,
you're probably not following the overarching storyline anyway. If you're talking to me,
well, this game.
there is an overarching storyline.
Is there a serial killer on the loose?
No, but the cats have gone missing,
Oh,
and the
no.
mayor's probably done some sort of embezzling, and at some point there will be aliens.
Neato.
Yeah. Just wait till we do the statue. You're gonna love that.
Right.
Anyway,
Is that the SCP, the statue?
no.
Can we both have to look at it, do we?
No, just one.
All right.
You mean 96?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. Oh, I thought I was going. Oh my god, I'm right on the edge.
You are. I wonder if I can push you off. I can't.
Anyway, it's a lot better with its hose now, isn't it?
I guess.
Yeah, we cross that topic off.
Now I've burned through most of my topics already. I'm going to take it pretty chill tonight. So I saw a video.
Oh
Well,
god.
I heard of a story. I say a story, a news story of last year. Um, a head teacher of a primary school was arrested. Not for what you think, mercifully.
Tax evasion.
What?
Tax evasion.
Yeah. But he was like obsessed with this student teacher. He was like 20 years his junior, and
Okay.
he insisted that she go with him to Sandringham when the Queen died.
Oh Christ.
To wait in line, and there's a picture of the two of them. And he was very obsessive and very. A lot of women had trouble with him.
As they do.
I heard a story from someone that he would. Well, they were the receptionist, you see, but or a receptionist. When somebody called asking to speak to him, they would put them through, and he got
Yep.
annoyed with this and said, "Take a message, tell them I'll ring them back."
Mm.
And she did this, and he never ever rang them back.
Yeah,
So they
that's
got
not.
people calling after like 5 times trying to say, "Look, this is really important. I need to speak to him." It's like, okay, I'll leave a message, and he just never get back to him. Anyway,
That's a dick move, isn't it?
well, yes, he seemed. We'll get to it, but basically he was hounding this woman after she rejected his advances. Very clingy workplace sexual harassment type stuff.
Mm.
And she made an allegation against him and reported him to the police. Now, this video is his arrest.
Okay.
And
Oh god, he didn't ask what the charge was. Whether he was
no,
eating a meal,
he.
a succulent Chinese meal.
I'm going to say that that guy is like the height. If I ever get arrested, I hope it's like that guy,
Okay.
right? My fear would.
Get your hands off my penis.
Yes, sort of very refined and eloquent, but amusing and memorable. That's like the top
Yeah.
tier. Or you could do
Oh
like
yeah, absolutely.
a classy Columbo villain and be like, "I'll get my coat and then we'll go." Well played, Lieutenant. You have your man. You know. This
Don't
guy.
admit it.
They always admit it.
Yeah, well, that's where we're going wrong, isn't it?
I know.
How much of this stuff is circumstantial evidence?
Basically all of it. I mean, the
Exactly.
point has been made numerous times that the cases Columbo brings to trial are not strong enough to convict. But that's not the point. The point is the killer has confessed. We know Columbo has proven it to us. And a lot of them confess anyway, so that counts for a good bit. But anyway, yeah, if those are like the one the ideal reactions to being arrested, this is the opposite. Uh,
Release me, chop.
yeah, he well, I will show you this. I'll send it to you. You don't have to watch it all. It's like 3 minutes. I could quite happily watch half an hour of this. Not that I'm enjoying it. I find it sort of cringy and sort of painful to watch, but also weirdly, I can't look away. It's kind of car
Okay, like a
crash
car
stuff.
crash.
Yeah. Um. They 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 try and do it as discreetly as possible, right? You got plain
Yeah.
clothes officers. They turn up at the school. Um. Within no time at all, he's on the floor, and he's a hefty guy, right?
Oh, is he resisting arrest? Is he
Well,
by
well he's so
passively?
he God, where do we even begin? Like, well, he does the whole. He claims they're assaulting him,
Okay.
right? He says, "I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crime." He says they're assaulting him. He falls on the ground. He grabs hold of a bush and refuses to let go.
Jesus
despite
Christ.
them asking him politely to let go. He
Now that
start
is sexual assault.
he talks into the camera. Yes, very good. He talks into the
Thank you.
camera and says, "If you're watching this, don't let them delete it." Which is it's their camera. It's the police's like camera. It's like, don't let them delete this footage. Um, he
And that was his downfall. Jesus.
he loudly screams, "Help! Call the police!" To which their response is, "We are the police."
Oh, it's
He also
ridiculous.
screams for an ambulance because they have broken his wrist and he cannot move his hand. He says this while he's moving his hand. Uh,
Jesus Christ.
he
Uh,
he he's still refusing to get up and come to the car and screaming. They say, "Right, we will carry you." He says, "You will never be able to carry me, and you know it." He is right. They pick him up. He starts screaming again. They instantly drop him. Well, put him down. Um,
it
he
shouldn't be funny,
he
but
he says he's my favorite line for the entire thing. He says he used to work for the police. He was a special constable. Um, and he says, "This is assault. You will lose your jobs, and I will sue you for hundreds of thousands of pounds." Which is sort of abusing to me. I don't know why. It's one of those lines that sticks in your head, or my head at
because it's
least.
such a why hundreds of
I don't.
thousands?
It's like um, what
You aim
else?
higher than that, don't you?
At one point, he pretends to pass out, just lying there. He says, "I'm going to stay here and die a lot." Bearing in mind he's outside the school at this point, like you can't see anybody in the school. Apparently, it happened just after parents dropped kids off, but you can see the windows, and one can only imagine that there are members of staff looking out, thinking, "What the fuck is going on?" Um, at one point, some of his colleagues come out, and bless them, they are quite distressed. Like, there's a woman who's clearly crying, and is saying, like, "Please, just, it's all right. Please calm down." She's clearly distressed because
Mm,
it would be distressing because he's making a
yeah.
real bloody fuss. Um, they have to take his tie off because it's too tight, and every time they move him, it sort of tightens against him, and they take it off, and he starts screaming. He says, "This is just like that Floyd case. This is just like George Floyd in America." Um,
Okay. That very different
yeah,
case.
he he. It doesn't help that he's like he looks he's a comedy character. This chap, he's he is a ludicrous figure. He looks ludicrous. His hair is really weird, right? He's got this mop of hair.
Oh, like Michael Fabricant.
Yes, there's something Michael Fabricant esque about his hair. It's not quite that far gone. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna send you it.
Hmm.
Uh, and he's gotten in more and more trouble since. Like really not nice stuff. I read an article where there was an Australian teacher who was working there, and he made a comment that, "Oh, I bet you look good in a bikini," which made her
Hmm.
feel very uncomfortable. Apparently, he was harassing an Ofsted inspector as well.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, um, yeah. I think the point was made that due to the setup of the school, I don't think it was I don't think it was an academy. It was something like that though, where basically he had like ultimate power there. Um,
Hmm. Big mistake.
yeah.
You can't let people have ultimate power anywhere.
So he's not a good guy, but I watch these and I just think this: if I am ever arrested, and I've no plans to be, and I haven't done anything that would warrant it, but if I'm ever arrested, I'm gonna go
Not
as
like that.
no. I must remember that video. They just say at one point, "This is gonna go worldwide and viral, and people are gonna see this, and you're gonna get the sack." And it's like, well, people are gonna see this. I can't. I can't. This is it's 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 hypnotizing.
Well,
So
interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Um, we don't have much longer before we finish this one. We've only got 15% left.
All right. Well,
Speaking of also having gone viral, which I'm going to just use as a segue. I don't know how viral that video has actually gone, but as a segue, have you heard the latest from Hawk Tour Girl?
oh yeah, she tried a crypto thing that people are claiming is a scam because it
Yeah, I mean,
immediately
crypto is a
crashed.
scam, right? It,
Well,
it
yeah,
rose for about 20 minutes and then it crashed like fuck.
she made a decent bit of
Um,
money from it though, didn't she?
I don't know. I just think it's one of those fucking ridiculous stories that everyone saw coming, and apart from the people who lost money on it.
I don't know whether she's deliberately conning people or whether it was just I want to get on this crypto bandwagon and it just sort of fell to pieces immediately. I'm inclined to
I
give her the
think
benefit of the
I think
doubt.
she's just a face. I don't think she's actually the
Mm,
brains behind the operation. Which, let's be fair, is probably reasonable
yeah.
an assumption.
I mean, what do you think of Hawk Tour Girl and her climb to power?
Look, it is the epitome of the 15 minutes of fame, right?
Mm.
It's a woman who gave an interview about giving blowjobs because that's what it is. For anyone who wasn't aware,
Oh,
that's
good
what she's
heavens!
saying.
Yes,
Spit on it, suck it
yeah, you
off.
got a
That's how you.
Hawk
That's how you
2 on that
satisfy a man.
thing. Yes, quite.
You know, that's all it is. She's a woman who it seems enjoys giving blowjobs, and that's fine. You know, people are allowed to do that. In fact, it's probably recommended if you're going to do it that you probably enjoy them. You know, but
Yes.
she
Oh.
she's for she's the epitome for 15 minutes of fame because that should have been over. The only reason it isn't is because she's now trying to cling on to it,
Well,
or other people are trying to help her cling on to it for her own personal gain.
well, yeah,
It's have you ever heard the song "Stars in Their Eyes"?
with Matthew Kelly. No, I haven't.
No, there's a section about how why would you want to be famous? Because like the gist is that you'll become famous, but at the expense of everything that you value about yourself.
Mm.
And this is where it makes me think of her at this point, or rather, she makes me think of that song at this point because she is famous now, and she's always going to have been. She's not going to get away from this now. This will follow her for life, no matter what she does.
But it's like well, I'm going to talk a bit more about my thoughts about this person, but I googled recently just on a whim because I was thinking about the movie Annie.
Okay.
Remember Annie? And I thought, I wonder whatever happened to little orphan Annie. And I looked her up,
Yeah.
and she's still knocking about. I think she's 60 now. Um, but my thought was, it's probably one of those things like the kids in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. One of them is a tax inspector in Germany. Um,
Mhm.
and or was, I think he might be dead now. But and guy who played Charlie is a vet. Like that's just something you say. Oh, fun fact! I actually played Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's just something she's going to do when she's like a middle manager at a supply
Willy
firm.
Wonka.
What?
Willy Wonka at the Chocolate Factory.
Whatever. And she,
No, it's important because they were named differently.
I know.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was a 2005 film with Johnny Depp and
Yes,
Freddie Highmore.
yes. Okay, I played Charlie in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay,
Yes.
they just
Uh,
changed for context
uh,
somewhat.
okay. Um, yeah, but that would probably be like, oh, holy shit, you were the Hawk Tour girl. I don't
Yeah.
think it's but my feeling on people like this. I know that they get a lot of stick for like trying to milk the moment. It reminds me a lot of Jackie Weaver in a weird way.
Funny enough, I was thinking of Jackie Weaver earlier when you were talking about that video.
Yeah, because you have no power here, Jackie Weaver. For those of you that don't know, Jackie Weaver, I never saw the video because I found it too cringy. But Jackie Weaver was she worked for a local council, I think, or district council or something, and she was chairing a meeting, and it went to hell, and she got credit for handling it really well because the councillors were behaving like spoiled assholes, as is their wont, and
Mm.
she spun that into a whole thing. Like my mum works in local government, and she was in a conference where Jackie Weaver was the guest speaker. I think Jackie Weaver appeared as a guest question answer asker on that year's Big Fat Quiz of the Year. And she was
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
everywhere for a
surprised.
bit, right? And I do sort of think, fucking milk it, because it is gonna pass. This is not gonna last. You have to be pretty fucking talented and skilled to turn something as small as that into a career. A long-lasting career. So if you're Hawk Tour girl and got your podcast and you're making a bit of money,
Talk to her.
yeah, Hawk Tour.
Talk to her.
Oh right. Um,
That's for podcast, isn't it?
I thought you were correct. I couldn't care less what it's called.
Yeah, it's called Talk to her.
Is it? That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's a good name.
yeah.
I'm sure she
It
didn't
does
come
make
up with it.
sense. I
Cool.
cannot in any
Yeah.
way fault the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
I do feel like the name came before the concept.
I don't know. Every fucker's got a podcast these days. This is kind of a podcast in a sense, isn't it?
The only reason we avoid it being a podcast is because we've got the video, with a
Yeah.
vidcast or vlogcast.
It's it's inspired by Yardley Crowshaw's and Gabriel Morton's Let's Drown Out series, as I've said numerous times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I could drown you out,
No.
or just drown you.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, that's really what it reminds me of, and I do think good for her. Really. I mean, could you honestly say that if you were in a similar position, you'd just let it lie?
I don't know.
If
I'd
people
like to
if
think I
people are
would.
saying, "Oh wow, this guy," I don't know, what would be your thing?
I don't know.
You I don't know. You shat yourself in a place, or you made a funny joke. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, something like that, like The Simpsons. Um, and they were like, "Oh, we want. Do you want to come on the Good Morning Britain or This Morning or whatever is happening? Do you want to do that? Do you want to be on Saturday Kitchen?"
See, I don't think I would want to do those things, and the reason I don't think I'd want to do those things is because I think I'm quite a boring person.
Well, I know you're quite a boring person.
Oh, exactly. Why dismel? Why? Give any doubt? Like, why remove the doubt for anyone else at home?
I don't
You know,
disagree. I mean, I see your point. But if you were offered money to do something related to it, I mean, I think you'd
if
probably
I
take.
was offered money to shit myself in public again,
No, if you were offered money to wear a T-shirt emblazoned with a picture of a turd and the phrase you uttered when you realised you had shit yourself in public,
good heavens, I've done it again.
yeah, yes, you might do it. You know,
Oh, that's just,
it's,
I'd do that sort of thing, but I don't think I'd make a proper public appearance. I wouldn't
it's
want a public speaking
well,
contest.
I'm not. I don't think you do after dinner speaking. It wouldn't turn you into fucking Giles Brandreth, but
You
it
don't know what it would turn me into.
it reminds me of the people famous for memes back when we had people who were famous for being in memes, like Scumbag Steve and Clingy. What was that awkward Clingy
The
girlfriend or
clingy
whatever?
girlfriends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and what was the one? Brian, the unlucky Brian guy,
yeah, yeah. I remember him.
and the kid who was eating sand. They've turned it into so they. I don't think they do it so much these days, but they do appearances every now and then. You know,
Yeah,
they got money from that.
those were the golden days of the internet.
I don't know
That
whether.
was before the internet became one massive advert.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, I
this is an
suppose.
advert. When you think about it, we're advertising this game right now by showing how therapeutic it is and how
We're,
much fun we're having
we're
and how
advertising.
easy it is to have a conversation. It's a
Yes.
fucking advert. Do we get a commission? No, we don't get a commission. Why don't we get a commission?
Yeah. Subscribe to Soap Study. Um, yeah. Uh, I sometimes think if Soap Study took off and I was invited to be a talking head on some sort of countdown show, would I do it?
I don't think you'd be very fun there. I think the reason why you do so well at this is because you're in control of it.
Well, I mean, I
Well, I
think.
mean, not entirely, obviously. You help drive this, don't you? Whereas you'd be
Yeah.
hampered by they have a specific direction they want to go. Heck, they might even have a specific representation of you they want to present,
Mm,
and therefore potentially it wouldn't necessarily be your cup of tea.
I think you're right.
But I would support you if you wanted to do.
I
I
don't.
just think it would be a bad idea.
I think you're right. It would be nice to be on TV, I suppose. And have that.
I don't want to be on.
But my worry, because I have real imposter syndrome, is that they reveal my ignorance.
Well, yeah, I mean that's also possible.
Yeah.
It would be something that you wouldn't even necessarily.
No.
I had that today actually. Um, that colleague who may or may not have spat in my coffee. I
Yeah.
couldn't taste it. I'm assuming they didn't. They working on their AAT at the moment,
Yeah.
which is the accounting qualification.
Yeah.
Now I've not actually done the accounting qualification. I started doing it, then I started dating my current girlfriend, and the increased amount of sex I was getting meant I was more interested in that than I was learning how to become an accountant, considering I never wanted to be an accountant
That's
anyway.
the fall of many a good accountant.
Yeah, getting some.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, I've never actually done the course. I know you're asking these sorts of questions like, what's a profit and loss account? Why do you do journals the way that we do? And why do we? And I don't actually have the answers to those, but
Mm.
I do have an explanation for what we do. I can explain what we do and how that interacts with each other, but I don't know the official
Well,
like
yeah.
accounting reasoning behind it. Well, I just know how to fucking do it. I've
Yeah.
got the experience, not the book learning.
Yeah.
I had an asset and a liability the complete wrong way round in terms of what it actually relates to. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I've mixed this up, flip it around completely because I've got it wrong. Because when it comes to assets and liability, you need to think about the money. Think about the money related to the stuff, right?
Well, surely an asset is something that, in a sense, increases the worth of the company or the value of the company. And a liability is something that lowers the value of the company. A liability isn't necessarily a bad thing. It could be,
Employees are a liability,
well, yes,
and some more than others.
yes, yeah,
But no, like the easiest way I can think of to think of it is to think about which direction the money is flowing in that circumstance. So if someone does a job for you,
mm,
you paying for that job is a liability. The money you owe them is a liability.
yeah,
Whereas if you do a job for someone else, the money they owe you is an asset.
mm.
Because although it may not necessarily be in your bank, the money that relates to it is effectively yours.
Here's a question:
Yeah.
how'd you get that muddled up?
Well, you see, can you get off, folks? There's nothing else up there. We need to.
We are falling down the
I
crack.
was thinking that say if you've not yet paid for work for someone because you have the goods but not haven't paid the money yet, you technically have an asset.
You've well overcomplicated that.
Well, exactly, yeah. But like in my head, that was what made sense.
Mm.
Whereas someone owes you something, that's a liability because that's work you've done. You are out of pocket for until the point you've been paid for it. Which
Yeah,
it
yeah,
makes
it
sense. The
makes a
idea of it
sense.
makes
Yeah,
sense. It's just the wrong way around in
yeah,
terms of actual accounting practices.
yeah.
But I never did my fucking AAT. The fact that I've successfully managed to get a fucking do my job out of it for the last 6 years,
Yeah.
considering I don't have the qualifications, I have the experience, and I'm fucking good at it.
Hmm. I know because you keep telling me.
I'm fucking good at my job.
I am too. My job,
They
not your
keep
job.
giving me, they keep giving me more money for it, so they must think I am.
Yeah, I'm not that lucky.
Yeah, well, that's public sector for you.
Mm. Well, at a place I think I've told you this before. The place I used to work, I shared an office with the management accountant team.
Mm.
And it occurred to me that though each and every one of them looked different, if I'd met them at a party and they told me that they were an accountant, I would have gone, yes, they look the sort. You know?
See, said if that's what team I'm technically part of. I'm part of a management accountant team
Mm.
where I am. So yeah, that would be me. As of
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say the same for you, I guess. I haven't seen you in a while.
it's true. It's been a while. You don't know about all these muscles that I'm sporting.
No, you're not muscly. You're still a big old baller friend.
If anything, I'm more of a big old baller friend than I was last time you saw me.
That's sad.
Well, if things progress as they look like they might in the new year, without going into too much more detail because we're recording, I'll be able to go to the gym a bit more often, I think, and therefore
Liposuction.
I'll be able to lose a bit more weight
You like to,
and maybe actually keep it off.
is it a
That'd be nice.
tapeworm?
No, I'm going to cut my head off.
Oh,
I'm
that's the
going to go
only
to
part of
Syria,
you I
pretend
like.
I'm gonna go to Syria, pretend I'm mates with Assad, and see what happens.
Well, we may well come on to that.
Well, I don't think there's an awful lot to say, is there?
Well, no, he might be dead. I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
really.
he's in Russia, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he went to Russia. His pals with Putin, ain't he? So it makes sense.
Oh, that's nice for
Saw
him.
that coming a mile off.
Like how Idi Amin went to Saudi Arabia and lived a fairly quiet life.
Which one was he from? Rwanda,
He was the Ugandan dictator that
Uganda.
was into
Yeah.
cannibalism and all sorts.
Well,
There's
who doesn't
a story
who
about
doesn't mind eating their partner every now and again?
there's a story about Idi Amin just showing up in London one day.
Hmm.
His plane arrived in Gatwick Airport, and the government and just sort of shit itself because it was like we were not expecting a state visit. We are not prepared for this. And he was a massive guy, Idi Amin. He was like 6'7" or something. He was a fucking giant, and he was big and broad too, and strong as hell. Nobody really knew what to do. They very quickly got in touch with Buckingham Palace and were like, "Could you put something on?" And they like hastily cobbled together a state dinner for him and invited him over. And partway through the dinner, the Queen turned to Idi Amin and was like, "I can't help but wonder, Mr. President, what brings you to England?" And he laughed and went, "Your Majesty, in Uganda it is very difficult to find size 7 shoes."
That is kind of funny.
He was taking the piss. He was always taking the piss out of Britain. I think I can't remember what the situation was, but he tongue in cheek volunteered to give us aid, like charity aid. I think it was during the Winter of Discontent, or
Okay.
during the miners' strikes. It was like, Britain is struggling. We must help them out. Let's have a whip round. We'll send them what we can to this developing nation. You know.
Oh my god, we've nearly finished.
Oh my god.
We need to reposition this again.
Wee splat. Oh.
I'll do. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Like, see, I did it without the scaffolding last time, so I didn't know how tight it was.
Did you have much, much, much better tools?
No, not much better, just better.
Well, makes all the difference, I suppose.
It does. I'd maxed out everything I could, basically every opportunity
Mm.
I ignored the medium length for a while because it was either needing to be close or far, right?
Mm.
But I did the yeah. But yeah, Assad's in Russia apparently. Um,
He was a
so
dick.
yeah. Well, who isn't?
Fire exit walls and spotlights, presumably. Okay. Now, can I remember how to? Probably not. Okay.
Right for disco. Right for disco. That's the last one of them. So now we need to find a fire exit wall.
That was on the side.
Was it?
I'm sure. Was it?
I don't know. Tell you what, if I tell it to do that, there's four of them apparently.
Hmm. This says fire exit walls. Is it talking about the tower? Surely
No,
not.
no,
That's
they're
the
drill
train.
tower walls.
Okay.
Oh, is it upstairs? Maybe. Oh yeah, it'll be upstairs. Yeah. Where's the ladder? I moved it to the other side, didn't
I'm
I? I
in
remember seeing it
some
before I jumped over to help you over there again.
I'm in some. Hugh Pugh,
Norman Price.
Barney McGrew,
That's
Cuthbert
Trumpton.
Dibble Grubb.
That's from
They were
Trumpton.
firemen.
I know. Just saying it's from Trumpton.
Yeah.
It's this fucking.
I can't climb a ladder.
It's this wall over here that I'm facing.
I mean, the others look pretty. God, that's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because it's the type of wall it is. It's corrugated, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it was probably
Dirt really gets in there.
me, to be honest.
There we go.
Uh,
Look at that. Look how well we've cleaned this.
we certainly have.
Teamwork as well. We did a bloody good job of it.
Yeah, I helped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Well, I guess that's us done for tonight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for joining us. If you did,
but you didn't.
we'll.
If you did, please leave a comment. Oh, do we know we're up to 57 followers now?
Have we?
Yeah, it keeps going up. We've had 3 more this month. So if you're one of those people, thank you for that. Please leave a comment so we can, talk to you. And if you have got any questions
We
for
will
us, we'll
literally
answer them.
answer. We will respond to any comment you leave. It's
As
a
long as it's not
guaranteed
offensive
thing.
about, as long as it's not homophobic, like that one comment that we completely ignored.
I can't even remember that one.
Fruity Gatwa.
Oh, that. Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Exactly. We can above him in that one.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
feel free to comment. We will reply. We're nice enough. And
yeah.
I need a piss. So shall we wrap this up?
Okay. Bye.
Bye.